Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Prepared 3D video. Today we are on the ground here in San Diego in the newly released April 2019 update of the FSLABS A320. The A320 and A319 finally received their long-awaited update yesterday afternoon, or yesterday morning, I think yesterday evening Europe time. And again, long awaited, and we're finally going to be able to jump in this thing and try it out. Comes with a whole host of new features. Textures have been reworked. I just spent about 10 minutes or so re-downloading all of the new liveries with the updated textures. Performance is exceptional. Again, if you guys have watched my previous videos, while recording I was getting a lot of stuttering and sticking in OBS, but I do not seem to have any of that so far, at least on the ground here in San Diego. So that is good. In the cockpit, we're getting great frames as well. Everything seems a lot smoother. And then obviously the highly anticipated ATSU and AOC rework. Not sure what's going on back there with the textures. Please excuse that. This is OBX or IBX San Diego International Airport. We're going to do a flight up to Seattle. We were going to do Alaska, but we changed our mind. We're going to do a flight up to Seattle this morning and demonstrate some of the new features of this aircraft. Really excited to do this. I read most of the new features in the documentation last night. Hopefully I got it down packed enough for us to move through things here. But it really simulates from soup to nuts what a pilot would be doing, a pilot and a first officer would be doing to prepare for a flight here. It's really in-depth. Really exciting stuff. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Today we are flying Alaska 1415. We are on VATSIM as usual. Los Angeles Center is online. I believe in the new AOC ATC menu you can request pre-departure clearance. So hopefully he stays online long enough for us to try that out. We've got our flight plan programmed into SimBrief. And we have a off block time of 18:25 Zulu time now, 17:56 Zulu. We are most likely not going to make that with all the new features that we have to get through today. But again, that's going to come with practice as you go through some of these features and you're able to get these flows a little more down packed. We'll probably have to push out our departure time a little bit here. So let's go ahead and get the aircraft fired up. First of all, let's make sure we are going through our proper flows. So the aircraft is on a kind of off state. We have external power connected. That's something that'll stay updated as well. You no longer have to go in, hold down the MCDU bright button and get the external power connected before you turn on the batteries. The new cold and dark phase does come with the external power already connected, so that is cool. So before we get the batteries and external power on, let's make sure our engine mode selectors are normal, our engine master switches are off, our throttle quadrant is back and in the neutral position. Our spoilers are stowed, our flaps are retracted, our wipers are off, and everything looks good for us to get started here. So we'll get batteries 1 and 2 on. Give it a second, and we'll take external power back on. Sounds have been reworked as well. Sounds are a lot more distinct and crisp, both inside and out, so that is really cool. Strange, I got a little freezing there. Alright, we will get that onto inches. else can we do? Radios are on. That looks good. Well, if you saw what I did there, that was just one of the new features. So when you are at the gate and you're in cold and dark, it's your first flight of the day. If you flip this radio switch on from RAD to init, or I'm not sure what they stand for, so RAD to int, if you will, it automatically triggers GSX to start some of the processes. So if you see it's saying deboarding, for some reason it has to deboard first, although there's no one on the aircraft, for us to get the process started here. So our jetway is connected. You see Alaska Airlines and all of the cargo and equipment pulling up. It's going to tell you to open the doors, but it has
Okay, baggage handling is complete and the aircraft is clear.
Fully integrated GSX, so there's no need for us to open any of the doors. Alright, let's go through some of our flows here. So first thing we want to do is we have external power connected. So let us get these MCDUs on. We will do our quick recall. That looks good. Let's take a look at our electrics. Get batteries 1 and 2 off. And get them back on. $60 amps within 10 seconds. That looks good. We get the EDIRSs aligned. And number 3, engine fire test. Cannot get this to hold down. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. Before we fire up the APU later, we'll make sure that looks good. Got our warning lights. And number 2. Master caution. That looks good. That looks good. And cargo smoke test. Alright, that's fine as well. Crew supply. Got you. Probe window heat can come on. We have power to the aircraft, so we should have turned those nav lights on already. Strobes can go auto. Turn it off really quick so we can do our flight test. Quick scans. The lights are out, that looks good. We can adjust our oxygen. Looks good as well. We will turn on our cab. This is a new feature we will hear later, I believe, as well. And our PA. That looks good. Turn that down a bit. Alright, We have to set up VATSIM and the Hoppy network for ActiveSky. So I believe we go into Atsu. Again, I am going off of memory here from what I read last night. Com menu, data mode. So Hoppy is selected. We need to go to Hi-Fi for the weather service, and VATSIM is already selected for the ATIS service. So that looks good as well. We can go into the AOC menu. This is the brand new AOC menu here. You see a whole host of new features in this new update. Actually, this menu did not even exist in the last updates, from what I can remember, or it might have had one item in there. But as you can see, it's a brand new menu that has been included here. So we will go to init, and I believe if we put in our flight plan, all of that information should come up. So we are Alaska 1415. Not in database. I know what I forgot to do. Let's try it again. That looks good there, and as you can see, the AOC menu went ahead and filled in some of the information already. So we just want to make sure our time is correct. 1805. 1805. Looking good. Alright, we'll leave this init page blank for now. Next thing we want to do is fill out the flight plan information. So we are, again, FMC flight number is ASA 1415. Estimated en route time. Some brief gave us, I believe it's the air time you put in here, so 2 hours and 33 minutes. Crew details. Just by MS. Co-pilot codes. Not sure what any of that information means, so we can leave that blank for now. It is not required. And you can see the init page already filled some of the information in. See here, next thing we want to do is, I think, put in our OFP data. So we'll go back to ALC menu, OFP data, block fuel. Brief has given us, yeah, there's no way we're pushing back on time today. We have a lot to get through. 21 block fuel, 21.8. Does it want the full number, or can I do, yeah, I think it wants the full number. So that would be 21,765. Entry out of range. check something here. We may still be in kilograms. Yes, that's the problem. Alright, and we need to be inches here. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, it had to. Sorry guys, bear with me. Again, it's going to take a while here to get all of this stuff down. AOC menu, OFP data. Alright, this should be fine now. 21,765. Good. Taxi fuel, 440. Although I'm sure we won't need that much. And we have a trip fuel of 14,198. Our planned zero fuel weight is 131.3. And our departure time, what did we say? We are off the block here at 1825. It'll probably look more like 1842, so we will leave that there, and we're going to be about yeah, that's fine. Let's see here. Refuel. So we want to refuel via GSX. Not sure what this is. I don't remember seeing this when I was reading last night. We'll go ahead and send that. Not allowed. Why not? OFP EDNO. Alright, give me a second guys. I need to go and consult the manual. Apologies. OFP EDNO. You know what? We're just going to put 01. But what does it mean? Yes, confirm data, crawl data corresponds to your OFP. 1, 2. Yeah. That looks fine. We can send that off now. Why is it still not allowed? So I need to... That is strange. Oh, because I believe we didn't send our flight plan off to company. I believe. Yep, there we go. Alright, so, again, we are learning here as we do this. So I forgot to initialize the flight plan with company. As you can see now, a company message has been received. So this should be giving us our takeoff time and estimated off-block times. Let's go have a look at the received messages. Alright, so here's our slot notification. 14:15, so Alaska 14:15, San Diego to Seattle. Flight plan rules 1. So our estimated takeoff time is 18:35, and our off-block time is 18:15. No way in hell, so that doesn't make sense. But that could be because I inputted some stuff wrong here, so that's fine. And I think if you had a printer, you can actually go ahead and print that. We don't have one connected at the moment, so we'll ignore it for now. Alright, we also received a preliminary load sheet. So we will go ahead and take a look at that in a second. In the meantime, we want to get some of the services going here, or else we will never get out of here. Boarding. Crust catering. As you see, the fuel truck is pulling up right now. That looks good. We will board in approximately how long is it going to take the fuel truck to fuel? So again, this is some of the stuff you're going to have to work out. Some of these flows and whatnot. So as you can see, refueling has started automatically. And I believe we're 21.8. So let's start boarding at 18. Start boarding in 10 minutes, 18:26. And request that. And as you can see, it's now been requested. So at 18:36 Zulu time, you should see boarding begin here. Alright, so we can get out of here. Let's go back to our received messages and take a look at our preliminary load sheet. We got the date right. It even takes the aircraft registration number, so that's pretty cool. Fuel weight 131.3. Got a takeoff 1.3. Takeoff weight 152.660, and we are underneath the max allowed. We're under load by 6,490 pounds. We're expecting 150 passengers. Our max zero fuel weight 28.1. Max takeoff weight is 26.5. We got the portable water information, catering information. This thing simulates, again, everything, and even the fuel truck license information. So I believe that's registered to San Diego, which we are on the ground now at. Alright, zero fuel weight 131.3. What did our flight plan give us? Yes, 131.3, so that looks good. So we can go over here to the first MCDU and put in 131.3. And the op fuel is 21.8. And we will leave the zero fuel weight CG blank for now. We will wait till we get the final load sheet. So we'll accept the preliminary. Don't forget to do that. And again, you can print that if you want as well. Alright, so again, sorry about I'm all over the place here, but again, we're learning these flows as we go here. So let's recap what we've done. We've got power to the aircraft. We went through our maintenance and safety checks. We have inputted our initial flight plan. We've requested fueling. We've requested boarding, which should start at 18:26 Zulu, so in about 6 minutes. Fueling is going on now. So now we can come in, and we've received our preliminary flight plan. Now we can come in here and actually get our route planning. So San Diego, today will be runway 27. Let me just clear this out. Runway 27, it'll be the Padres 2 departure. Get the flight plan up here. IK transition. We'll insert that. Seattle is currently landing south, so we'll expect runway 16 right on the Hawk 7 arrival, and Larry Mike Tango transition. That looks good as well. Estimated fuel on board, again, that's going to look off until we've got the correct amount of fuel on the aircraft and we input our final figures. Wind request is also a new feature. So we can go in here and just make sure the ground temperature is correct. No, it is actually 20 degrees Celsius now, so we'll fix that. We can actually go in here now and request wind. So we'll go to wind request, and it'll pull the information from ActiveSky if you have it. If you don't have ActiveSky, I'm not sure where it pulls it from. So we don't have to sit here and watch it. Just like the real aircraft, it does take a while to pull in all that information. I believe we receive a company information message once it's all pulled in, but we'll go back and check later. Alright, so right now we can't do much else until refueling has finished. Let's go ahead and set up some of our engine out procedures and events if we have to return to the airport. Let's make sure. It looks like we still have ATC online. Our Los Angeles Center is online. He has not given me a pre-departure clearance as of yet, which is good. We filed on VATSIM, but I want to see if he'll give it to us if it works via the new ALC menu here on the aircraft. Oh, okay. As you can see now, the wind data uplink has been received. So we'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead to winds. And it's not here. Huh. Oh shit. I should have been patient, it just came up. Alright, again, it's a little requested again, that's fine. San Diego, so let us set up a secondary flight plan. We will copy the active in case we need to return to the airport. And we will come in via the localizer runway 27 approach. No star. Dude, that looks good. Make sure it's all in there. Yeah, so in the event of an emergency, we need to return to the airport, we've got that set up and we can just activate it. Let's see here. Engine out and thrust reduction. Into performance. Again, we've got to wait a little while till we get our performance numbers. But we can set it up right now anyway. So San Diego out of runway 27 is a NADP 1, noise abatement procedure 1. So that will be, alright, now the wind data uplink is there. We will go and check it in a second. 1640, the thrust reduction altitude, and we're accelerating at 3140. And our engine out. We have the charts here. It's now acceleration. Okay, so you just saw that boarding. It's 1826 Zulu, and boarding was just requested, and now it's saying boarding passengers now. We do have GSX level 2, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to see these passengers. I'll look at that in a second. Okay, we got you. Wind data uplink is there. Where was I? Engine out acceleration is, per the chart, 1,700 feet. Okay, the rest of the performance page we cannot fill out until we get our final figure, so we'll leave that for now. What else can we do here? Pull in some radial information. Out of runway 27, in case we need to again return. In case of an engine out. KSAN. We're departing 27. We will fly 271 radial to 25 nautical miles per the charts. Should have that programmed in as well. Yep, we got the radial, and we have the radius in, and we have the radial will fly in case of an engine out. Let's make sure our departure looks good. Our routing. Looks good to me. Um, we are refueling, so we'll keep the seatbelt signs off. All of the passengers are boarding now. Oh, refueling just finished. And as you can see, we received another company message. Let me make sure these winds uplinked first of all. Again, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but as we continue to fly this aircraft with these new features, we will get a perfect flow down pack. Okay, the wind information is there. Perfect. No more having to manually input all of this information. This looks perfect. Looks good. GSX is barking at us to open doors and close doors, but we don't need to do that. We wanted to request catering too, but I guess you have to do that separately. We'll walk through requesting catering another time. But again, it's done essentially the same way now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the message we just received. We got a bunch of new messages here. So what's this one? Slot change. Okay, so it's telling us now that our takeoff time is 18:45 and that our off block time is 18:25. That must have came in a little while ago while we were setting up the aircraft. So obviously that is null and void now. Let's look at this one. Performance takeoff info. Interesting. Not sure why we were getting performance information yet. We didn't request it. But we're not going to take this one for now. We'll wait till we get a final load sheet. And this message here, again, the slots change. So that is really cool. It really simulates what it does in the real world from company. If you guys are not getting out of here as expected, it judges whether fueling has been done, catering, the time you started boarding the passengers. It'll look at all of that information and adjust your departure time accordingly. Really, really cool. Really wonderful job. Great job done by FSLABS and the crew. So now our takeoff time is 18:55 and our off block time is 18:35. Again, we're still not going to make that one, but that's fine. Fuel here. So anytime you see a blue asterisk or number next to any one of these items, that means it's requiring you to do something. So if you ever forget where you are in your flow, you can always go back here and take a look. So obviously fuel was done, so it's probably going to give us the fuel supplier info. And that is correct. Fuel uplink 12270. Huh. Quantity before. Because we had 6.5 before. Okay, so that is fine. We will just go ahead and confirm that. You got to make sure your fuel difference is not too different from what you requested. So we want to make sure what we have on board is what our flight plan was calling for. And this is just the pilot or first officer confirming the fuel report. And once you send that off, once you got that plugged in, you'll send that off to your company. So that is done, and as you can see, the number 6 sign went away from the ALC menu there. All right. We are looking good so far. Again, we'll just keep the passengers boarding. I'm not sure why I'm not getting any boarding announcements. PA turned on, cabs turned on. And we've got our volume up, so that's interesting. That's fine. We'll take a look at that another time. We should have already gotten some of our weather information. That is something we missed. So weather ATIS, San Diego, we will get the METAR. And we'll wait for the company message received. The weather for San Diego, KSAN 131751 Zulu. So we got winds 220 at 6, 10 statute of miles, 2 clouds at 1,000, 20 degrees Celsius. Ah, yes, we do have a boarding announcement. Cool. Or was I, sorry, reading the weather. 10 statute of miles, fuel at 1,000, 20 degrees Celsius, altimeter 3001. But we can get that dialed in now. Oh, we'll just cheat and do B. And looks good. And again, you can print this as well. It does simulate everything that they do in on the real aircraft today. It's a lot of paper. We don't have a printer hooked up, so we'll leave that alone. We got another message, which is probably an adjustment to our slot time. Yes, it is. So 14:15, San Diego, Seattle. So our new takeoff time is 19:05 Zulu, and our new off-log time is 18:45 Zulu. Again, you're not going to receive so many of these messages if you plan your departure accordingly. This is the first time for us, so you know we don't really know how long fueling is going to take. We're fumbling around here between the new AOC menu and flight plan. So once you get your flows down packed, you know exactly how long it's going to take you to do everything and get off block, so you can plan your flight time accordingly. But for the first few flights, we're going to run into this. You'll probably run into this as well, where your slot time is going to consistently be updated and changed. So that's fine. If VATSIM ATC was on, so we do have ATC on, but it's Los Angeles Center.
Aircraft is clear.
And actually, no, he just logged off. So we have no ATC on. But if we had San Diego ATIS online, we, instead of the weather, we could actually pull the actual.
Including cellular telephones must be in the off position. Flight attendants prepare for departure.
That does not control the PA anymore. Interesting. What was I saying? Yeah, so if we had San Diego ATIS online, I believe instead of the weather, we could have requested the departure ATIS here. And you'll see company message received. No information again because there's no ATIS online right now because there's no VATSIM air traffic control on right now at this airport. That's fine. Once we get that boarding door closed, we will receive our final load sheet. So in the meantime, we get the seatbelt signs on. We get the APU fired up here. We will wait for flap to open. Flap is open. Where were we? We don't want this. I want to wait for the messages to come in. I wanted to do something before I closed the door and I forgot. Alright, no worries. Let's just get the door closed. Yes, I wanted to show you guys the pre-departure clearance information. So, if air traffic control was online, we would do ATC request, pre-departure clearance. It's already filled in some of our information here. So let's go ahead and just do it anyway for the sake of doing it. Alaska 1415. We are at gate 27 right now at San Diego. We don't have an ATIS, so we will pretend it's Charlie. And you could put some free text information in here too, like, please being really glitchy. Please send PDC. Let's see if that works. No, it didn't. Interesting. We'll try that another time. But again, it's not going to matter. We have no one online, so you would just send that off. I think it. Oh, there it goes. And what would happen is, VATSIM ATC, or if you're flying Pilot Edge, or gosh, what's the other one? I don't even remember all of them. I don't even know if Pilot Edge works with this. It's VATSIM and I don't know where for the life of me. IVAO, I think. They would receive that. They'll send it back to you, and then you would go ahead and accept it, and it will fire off back to them, and it will let them know that you received their pre-departure clearance and you have accepted the routing. So that is pretty cool. We'll get that all. VORs, constraints, VORs, top altitude on this climb, I believe is 150. Alright, so we received the company message. I'm going to bet that that is our final load sheet. We'll go to received messages. Oh, look, so we got an ATC request status. What does it say? CDA rejected, station not online, revert to voice procedure. So that is really cool. So even if there's no air traffic control online, it sends you back some kind of message and tells you to pretty much monitor Unicom. So that's cool. I'm digging that. And again, you can print that as well. Load sheets. So this is our final load sheet. Go ahead and take a look at it. So our zero fuel weight did change by 0.2, so we'll go ahead and get that updated. 131. Make sure you guys are able to see this. 131.5, and our zero fuel weight. Our takeoff weight 152.8. Our flight plan had called for 152.6, so that's fine. Go ahead and look here. Our max zero fuel weight 28.5. Max takeoff weight is 26.9. Fuel in attacks 21.8. We have confirmed that. Slightly low. That's interesting. And end load sheet. Zero fuel weight CG. Max zero fuel weight 25.0. Max zero fuel weight. So this is actually 28.5, so we have to adjust this. There we go. Trip time, 2 hours and 28 minutes. We've got 36 minutes of extra time in the tanks. 152.9, minimum fuel destination 4.1. That is fine. Trip wind. I'm not sure if we have to fill that out anymore, since we have our wind uplink. So, but we'll do it anyway. I think This is calling for 12 point. I'm not sure if it's going to take it. No, it doesn't. Alright, that's fine. So again, we're going to accept this load sheet here. And that gets fired off to company, letting them know we received it. Alright, I think now we can do a performance request. Again, there's so much to go through here, guys, and we are still, we're coming up on our off-block time of 18:45. We're going to miss that one. So we're departing out of San Diego. Runway 27. It won't be an intersection departure. This runway is short enough as it is, so we will leave that. NCIS is not required. Runway is not wet. PAX will be off. I always do a PAX off departure. Just allows you to get more performance out of the engine, especially at a place like San Diego, with the runway being as it is. Current weather, I would go back here technically and go get the updated weather report, but I could just glance down at ActiveSky to save us some time here. So 220 at 6. QNH 30.01. And temperature. So it's showing 20 degrees Celsius. We always want to go up 1, just in case the temperature does increase. And actually on the QNH, we actually want to make this 0.1 as well, in case that changes, so we can take the same performance report without having to redo performance. So that looks good. We can go ahead. Oh, let's see what's on page 2. Toga. With this short runway, we want to do Toga. So yes, we will do config 2. Estimated takeoff weight. Should have wrote that down. Alright, let's go into the ATSU AOC menu. What was it? Received messages, load sheets. So our estimated takeoff weight was 152.8. And our MAC takeoff weight is 26.9. Okay, now we can go ahead and get that sent off. It's queued and it's been sent. So we'll just have to wait for a company message. We'll get the performance page ready in the meantime. Company message received. Where is it? Acknowledge, new, viewed. Is this it? No, we looked at this already. Oh, there it is, performance. I guess it just took a while to refresh. Click on performance. Alright, it has all of our information, Alaska 1415, Aircraft registration, we're going out of runway 27. Headwind component of 3. Runway is dry, temperature 21. Everything that we put in is here. We'll go to page 2, 152.8. That's fine. Requested takeoff up 0.30. So I read somewhere that this is still kind of wonky. So we will not take this figure. That is way too high. So 26.9 gives us I don't think we can set this yet until we have hydraulics. Alright, we'll remember that. 26.9. Actually, I have a performance page in front of me here and a checklist. 26.9 gives us a nose up value of 0.9 roughly. So we will do 2 up 0.9. Let's remember that. And here are our V speeds. So we'll do 2 up 0.9. We are not flexing because it'll be a full thrust takeoff. So 146. Again, no more messing around with outside calculators. I, for one, was using TopCat. TopCat hasn't been updated in years, but it served its purpose. So now we have something a little more accurate. So this is great. Clean 218. CRA 26.5. That's fine. Let's see. Page 4. That's the end. That looks good. We could print that if we wanted to as well. Now, I think we have done everything we've needed. This is still showing company message. I do not know why. What didn't I read? Viewed, acknowledged. Is this one here? Pretty sure I accepted that already. Oh, AOC message display, no information available. Interesting, that's weird. Alright, yeah, you want to make sure before you get pushing back and everything, you received all your company information and whatnot. Alright, good gosh, what time did we start setting up here? I don't even remember. But we are finally done. Let us call for pushback. And we'll go nose left. We will not start that before. Alright, before start checklist, we'll get the fuel pumps on. We got bleed, we don't need external power anymore. We'll get the
Good day, Captain.
brakes on.
The tug is connecting now, so we'll be pushing back in just a couple of minutes. Can you please confirm that your parking brake is set?
Brakes are set. We will squawk mode Charlie. Start controls. Disconnect GPU, disconnect chucks. Good to go there. Lock the cabin door. Boom, 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 boom. I'm actually going to move over now to my web MCDU menu, this little handy tool here, and put it on my other monitor. So that way I don't have to keep looking up and down. See, this is strange. It was still telling me I have 7.5.
The tug is in position, the bypass is inserted, and we are ready to push. Okay, it looks like the apron is clear.
Fuel on board. Why is that? We've got the correct block time. Oh, I'm an idiot. Estimated fuel on board. I'm sorry. So that's what we're expecting to land with.
The apron is clear. Release parking brakes.
Let me make sure that's what SimBrief is calling for as well. Make sure it's roughly accurate. SimBrief says 7.1, so that's fine. Aye. Alright, we're good here. Let's continue our before start checklist. We get the beacon on.
Okay, it looks like the apron is clear. Release parking brakes.
And let us announce on Unicon that we're pushing back. And I think we're good to go. Off lock, 1854 Zulu. Wow, so that was a lot, guys. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It is a lot to do. It really brings simulation to a whole nother level, and it's incredible. So again, we were expecting to depart, which was not realistic to begin with, even without all of this. How do I turn this down now? Interesting. That was not realistic even without all this new stuff that we have going on. So we were supposed to depart at, or push back at 1825. It's 1854 now.
Hello everyone. Thank you for your attention.
Yeah, that's
it's
way
time
too
to
loud.
Get you ready for takeoff. We know you have lots of choices, so thanks for choosing American. We're happy to be your airline.
I know why.
Now, if you'll just follow along with me, we'll be on our way.
There we go. So we are what? 1855. What time did we stay? 1825. We are 30 minutes late pushing back. Par for the course for real world. Alright, let's get our engines fired up here.
Pushback is complete. Set your parking brakes, please, and confirm.
Brakes are set. That looks good. Fire up number 1. Yeah, we are getting much better frames. Alright, number 1's available. I forgot we are in CFM engines today, so they start pretty quick compared to the IAEs. Number 2 can come alive.
Clear left and right. Disconnecting now. Have a good flight. Bye-bye.
A lot of shenanigans going on VATSIM.
Some slides may also be used as a route, except those over the wings. You'll find the exact location on your safety card. This aircraft is designed with escape lighting on or near the floor. A sign will indicate you have reached your exit. In the event of an evacuation, escape path lighting will appear. Follow the lights until you've reached your exit.
And looks like we have 2 available now. Engine mode selectors can go to normal. We can take flaps 2. System. That can go to 1. That can go to auto. And we said 1 up 0.9, I believe. We can kill the APU bleed and the APU. Quick flight controls tech. It's full left. Center. Full right. Center. Full up. Center. Pull down. Center, rudder check.
Strap around your waist,
Full left.
attach the buckle, and
Center.
once outside, pull the tab to inflate your vest
Full
and
right.
blow into the red tube at the side.
Center.
In the water,
Flight controls check.
your vest will
Looks
inflate.
good.
And please, only inflate your vest outside the airplane.
What else? What else? What else? We're
With
clear
a
to the
lower
left,
cushion and put your arms through the straps.
and we're clear to the right. We can get moving here.
After takeoff, we'll be back with more information. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. As always, we're here to make your flight great. Because great is what we're going for.
Get our taxi light on. So what was our new departure time again? No, it wasn't that one. 1905. Alright. So in time now is 1900, so we're doing fine. Exploders can go to arm, auto brakes go to max. Here's also a new feature. It has the cabin check now included. Oh good gosh, come on. Southwest is pushing right now. It has the cabin check now included, so I believe in a little bit you will hear a buzzer or a chime, if you will, and Norman will come on and let us know that the cabin is secure. What are we getting frames wise? 18, 16, and it doesn't even feel that way. I usually don't check frames, to be honest. It's all about how smooth the sim is, and for 18 frames it is incredibly smooth right now. Incredibly smooth. Even the OBS preview for once, there's no sticking. The United Express just landed. There was a Southwest that just called for push and start, but I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Off to our right there. I wonder when Norman comes on for the cabin check. There it is. I believe Thank you, Norman. So we have the cabin secure for takeoff. Set back on VH1. And I believe to clear this, you have to forward calls. No. Is it aft calls? Forward and aft? How do you clear this? Thank you. Thank you. Ah, you got to reply to him. That's cool. Alright. That is cool. Alright, takeoff configuration. Normal, that looks good. Back to the app2 menu. Let's pick up our taxi speed here. Let's get going. We are already late, and I believe that Southwest is behind us. Yes, he is. I want to thank you guys in advance for bearing with me as we learn the new features of this aircraft together. Again, we did a lot. I believe we're already over an hour into the video. We are just now taxiing out of here. There is so much to get through. Really simulates soup to nuts. The responsibilities and expectations of the pilot. That was really cool. Again, as we get better, we will plan our departure and slot times. As we get the flows down packed, we will plan our departure and slot times better. But, you know, first time setting up, 30-minute delay is not that bad. What we got going on at VATSIM. Direct octane for the RNAV runway 27. We got a bunch of people coming in right now. But he is not on final, so we'll let him know that we're departing. Alright. Get the rest of our lights on. Get the strobe. That goes to 2. Flies the cabin one last time. Packs can go off. Southwest has just cleared for takeoff as well. Transponder can go to TARA. Quick checklists. We got our flaps 2, toga for our departure, auto brake max. Cabin is ready. We got all our lights as required. Packs are off. We've announced on Unicom our intentions. Sorry about all these taxiway signs in here. It's a mix of Orbix, Southern California, with some of these Southern California airports from FS Street team and whatnot. There's some BGL files that I need to turn off to get rid of that stuff. So I'm going to use as much of the runway as possible here. Alright, without further ado, Alaska 1415 is finally out of here. Start the clock. Engine stabilize. Toga. Mantoga SRS runway auto thrust blue. That is 80 knots. V1. Forgot to activate the V1 call out. Positive rate gear up for us. Wow, that feels smooth. Goodbye, San Diego. Make that right hand turn. Not paying attention. Come on. Climb thrust. Take flaps 1 now, and we can get pack 1 on. And pack 2 on. Disarm the spoilers. Know that we're clear. This feels so smooth. Alright, autopilot went on. We will open climb up to our cruise today, which is 360. Alright, flaps can come in. Incredible. Alright, after takeoff checklist, get those lights off. After takeoff checklist, gears up, no lights, flaps retracted, spoilers are disarmed, lights as required, packs are on, we're open climbing to 360 on the Padres 2 departure after takeoff checklist is complete. Guys, this has been incredible. Let's quickly review what we did today. So we came in and interacted with the new ATSU AOC menu. We were able to call for, first of all, upload our flight plan and get some of that information into the official flight plan data. We were able to request refueling via the menu as well without even interacting with GSX. We were able to request boarding based on the amount of passengers that we said we were going to have on board. That started at 1826 Zulu right when we assigned it for. We got numerous messages adjusting our off-block and takeoff time based on the progression of how everything was flowing with the flight, well, with the departure, based on the refueling going on, based on what time we were starting the passengers. The system saw that we were still boarding, so it kept adjusting the flight time accordingly. We were able to request performance information. Alright, we're passing 10,000 feet. Get those lights off, that's auto. We're able to request performance information through the menu as well, no longer needing to go through TopCat or any of those third-party software providers. We just did a whole host of things here through this menu. And again, it did take us some time because we're still learning the flows. But once you get that down packed, you're going to be able to flow seamlessly. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we will talk to you later. Take care.